continue. We power on. So we're currently in the Dublin constituencies. We have all the Cork constituencies done. We're currently in Dublin North West, Ocean Shorters constituency, Social Democrat leader. We're now on 23 minutes now into it. Now we're 14 hours into it in the long term. So it's now 14 hours 23 minutes in total. 24 minutes, beg my pardon. So we I need to get it up. So yeah, so we're not probably going to write to too many tonight. I have a good few done already. We just get this because there's only three TDs. We only have, because again it's awkward to do it. I'll show you in a second. Dear, who we want to? Dear Mr. Hello, Maria. How are you doing? I hope you're all well. How are you doing this lovely Thursday evening? Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Writing to our TDs. Our spots. Happened there. But yeah, welcome everyone to the stream. Anybody that's joining us. Again, we'll not do too many letters tonight, but keep chatting. If you have anything to ask me or talk to me about, of course, please do. I'm looking up every once in a while, so don't fear that I'm not looking or anything. That I am looking. Especially now when we're kind of relaxed. We have a few people to write to here. So live chat, sorry, the good live chat. Yes, I'm getting like Joe Biden a bit. If you any good news? Good news. Which good news and what good news? Any good news about what good news? Which news? And not that I'm aware of. Hopefully I'm not getting the all out or something like that. There's not really much going on, to be totally honest with you. At the present moment. Yeah. I think my counter is broken. Yeah, we walked to the Taoiseach and Taoiseach there a few minutes ago. About home county. This lovely county Cavan. To like about Kevin. The good thing about this notepad, at least I can write on it. On when I'm doing things. Some parts of it now is hard. But yeah, any crack with you, Maria? How's things with you? Just when I hear. And what's this now? People are sending messages. Like about Kevin. About where the fuck am I? Sorry, excuse my language. Bear with me 1 second. Just let me just put the note where I am. There is to like about Kevin. What's the sorry? Anything at all. Life is so depressing at the moment. Wars, my God, the news. Is I'm alive. I'm alive. Yeah, like it is so depressing. Not gonna lie to you, it is very depressing. Wars. Every time you turn on the news, wars. This, people being blown up. It's a terror that we live in this age. This is the thing that's happening. But yeah, we have to keep a strong head. That's the thing. We have to keep a strong head. I know it's difficult, but we have to try and keep a strong head. But not much happened apart from writing these letters. Yeah, it is tough to hear it on the news and hear all this pain and suffering that's happening in the world. It's not easy now. Hello, Alan Gaming. Bear with me 2 seconds. Just me to write this bit here so I'm not confused with my all the members, because this is the bit usually where I get confused because there's so much big words in the middle of this one. So just so I know exactly, so Oireachtas, yeah, so that's a noticeable word, so I'm stopping this one and then I talk for a second. Oireachtas, bear with me. Just put stop 1 hour. Oireachtas. So I talk for a few minutes, so I just stop the timer. Viewers gone up 13 cents a litre tonight in my local garage. Outrageous. Yes, well, first of all, you have Leo and you have Mihol and you have all them to blame. Second of all, you have the Russians to blame for that. So yeah, it is a disgrace, but there's very little. I suppose with the situation in Russia at the moment, there's very little anybody can do about the oil. But the Green Party's to blame too at the same time, because they could not bring in the carbon tax and things like that, and obviously. But this is the thing you need to know, Alan. That all that money, the majority of that money is going to the government. Isn't that great? It's not going to the man running the petrol station at the garage there, as you said. It's going to our good friends, the politicians' back pockets. Like something, if you pay, like say if you pay €100 for petrol, I think something like €57 of that goes to the government. So half of the money goes to the government. Isn't that great? You already pay your tax when you're working, and you pay for the stuff you buy in the shop and everything like that. But you also have to give €57 to the government, and you don't see that money again, and that doesn't go to any benefit to anybody. Isn't it great? It's some country. Eamon Ryan gets it for his bike. Isn't it nice? We have 3 people here. Hello. We're talking with Eamon Ryan, our good friends. Actually, we'll be soon writing to Eamon Ryan, so I don't know what I'm going to have to. I'll stop myself from putting something down. I'm going to ask him about how's his bike. Is he on his bikes anymore? Like, wouldn't you know, he probably, as soon as the cameras are gone, he probably gets into a car and drives around the place. Like, how did he goes around the whole place with a bike? Like, he's flying to another country this St. Patrick's Day. Not much care about climate change then when he's on a plane. Is my chat broken, sorry? I think my chat could be broken. Please, if somebody's here, please do type, because I'm afraid that my chat is broken. Because it's been acting a bit weird the last few days, the chat. Like the messages are coming up a bit late. Hello, Tony. Thank you for telling me that it's working. Hope we're keeping well with this. Just bear with me. I get this letter done and I talk. For a few minutes. So yeah, just walk with me for a second to get this first one done. Then I talk. Because we have a good lot done, and I explain what we have done so far. Because it's day 7. We're day 7 into this now. 14 hours in. Which is good progress. We're making good progress. Like, you have to admit, we are doing well for one person at the moment. We're doing mighty. Because we're nearly at the 80th letter. So that's good. We have a lot of constituencies down at the moment. We're into the Dublin city's constituencies. I'm nearly all the TDs. Bear with me 1 second, everyone. I know people talking about the census. It's every 4 years, isn't it, the census? It was delayed for a while. But yeah, I don't mind the census. I suppose it's good for knowledge on how many people's in the country, where do they work, knowledge, just to know how many people's in the area. So, and it'd be good for the local authorities too, for us time. to know how many people's in a town, what they need, what's the needs. Do we need more buses? What do we need? Because we need to know. Because Cavan currently assets is 96,000 people. Probably over 100,000 now, I'd say. Bear with me. So yeah, it says over 100,000. That's the first one done for Dublin Northwest. We're going on to Sinn Fianna Fáis TD. Hello, Mark. Bear with me, everyone. Just write the name of this fellow. Dear Mr. Yeah. So yeah, we got a notebook, but it's not the notebooks I was looking for, but I had to just cope with it. Isn't that nice? Let me see, sorry. I got the census document this evening, Adrian. Talk about an invasion plan. I know some things to ask is not necessary, if you don't answer, but some things is important, because it is important to know how many people's in the state, you know, and how many people's in a county, in a town and things. That is important. For infrastructure wise and things like that, it is important. It is important. It is looked at a lot by local towers, particularly. Do we need more in the area? So it is important, kind of in the way. But some of the questions are ridiculous. Let's be fair. Some of them are necessary to ask. Like how many people take, for example, not working, you know, to get the employment figure. I don't know how it's about depopulation. It's just kind of figuring out how many people's in the state. What's the story? That's really all it is. It's not really about depopulation. If it was to be out, it'd be saying we have to go and kill everybody. You know, that'd be different. I don't know about 10 years ago. I think it's every 4 years, isn't it? Census is every 4 years, isn't it? As far as I'm aware. Isn't it? I can't remember. I remember the last one, but I can't remember how many years ago it was. But it is necessary by Irish. Don't know what happened there. We lost connection there for a second, but yeah. So it doesn't take long. My advice to people when it does come, I think it's April when it's coming, isn't it? But yeah, my advice is just to fill it up. It's not going to take long. Surely they have. No, I don't think they asked that question. To be done. I don't think they would. I don't see why they never did it before. I don't know why they would do it now. Maybe they would. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't seen it. I don't. Did they live with them? You said you got it now, did you? Because I don't know. April to fill it. Is that what I mean? Because I know what they said about it coming, but I can't remember what was said. I don't know what's the story, but I didn't hear anything really about it. I know it's coming at some stage. I'd rather not comment on that, Mark, to be totally honest. If that's okay. If that's fine. But, sorry. War on COVID, it was all about depopulation. Well, I hope not. I don't know, we'll just remove that comment. Yes, because it's about, so yeah. I got it. I posted up a section of questions. So yeah, so it's going around at the moment. So basically, it's been given out at the moment. That's what they're saying. It's coming out in April, but it's apparently on the way. It must be. Yeah. Crazy. Yeah, but some of the questions are necessary and some of them aren't. Because as I said, we had to find out how many people is unemployed and how many people is in a village, take example here, and how many people is in the county. You know, we have to figure that out. In terms of local authority, you know, in terms of local authority, and I suppose national government too. Do you believe them? Well, I know the media is going on a field day with Russia. But you know, it's obviously real. Obviously, the war, there's a war over it. Maybe some of the things they're talking about, the over exaggeration. Maybe again, I don't know. I'm not on the ground. Again, we can only tell if we're on the ground. But yeah, there's a war definitely. But the media might be, I don't know, blown it out of proportion sometimes. But again, there is violence over in Ukraine. We have to admit it. That there is trouble over in Ukraine. There's war. To the extent of maybe some things. It's debatable, but again, I'm not on the ground, Tony, and I'm sure you know yourself. We're not on the ground. We're not first-hand witnesses. If that makes any sense. But yeah, I'm listening to people that's fleeing Ukraine and they're telling the stories, that they're leaving their lives behind and jobs and things like that. So yeah, I'm listening to them people and kind of take my assumption from them. I'm not really listening to the media that much. Like first-hand accounts is better. Like people who are fleeing the country, they know about things. Yeah. That makes any sense at all. I know it keeps freezing. I only feel sorry for the people, innocent people. Yeah, of course, everybody does. I know. Sorry, I thought you mean that you because some people say it's not real and things like that. I know. Sorry, I thought you were talking about that. But yeah, we all feel sorry for innocent people getting caught up, and that's the thing about war. It always catches innocent people off with it. But yeah, I continue to write because if I don't continue to write, we don't this evening. But I can chat every once in a while, and I update you on where we are. What am I looking for? Time up. If we can get 2 more constituencies, then we have a good view already. To ED. After this constituency, I talk for a good bit, and we talk about things. Just need what to get this one out of the way because there's only 3 TDs for this one. And we have a good lot done today. I've spent a good an hour up there doing it. How was my day? It was alright. Does this take the homeless people into consideration? I actually don't know because I'd have to send it out by address. So maybe there's something to do with homeless shelters. They have to go to homeless shelters to do that. Because I'm assuming they have to get the homeless people too, or anybody. To know, because again, it's all about finding out how many people is in the state. I don't know. Again, it's an interesting question. I don't actually know. But I'm assuming that maybe they go around to the homeless people. But I'm assuming they probably will, to be totally honest with you. Because they don't have an address. It's, I don't know. I don't know. That's actually an interesting question. But I'm assuming they do. It's all about control. I hope not, Maria. But no, like it is important. I will say this, whatever about control. But it is important for local authority, since it's somebody in the local authority, to know, different things. It is like, take for example, how many people's in the town? Do we need more buses in that area? Do we need more infrastructure, roads, social housing? It is important, and that's what's looked at meetings of the local authority. How many people is there an increase in the population of that town? Do we need more houses? That's what was done in Ballyhears, take for example, because the population of Ballyhears in County Cavan, there used to be only about 500 people there at that stage. Now there's over 1,000. There's over 1,500 and something. So the population is gone up quite a lot in the last few years in Ballyhears and County Cavan. If you know what I'm saying, it has gone up. And obviously the building loads of social housing, the building something like 32 social housing in Ballyhears, to try and meet the demand. So if that makes any sense. It's the same here. The population here in Buttersbridge has gone up a good bit. It's gone up a good 100 over the last few years, and that's why they're building council housing here too, trying to meet the demand of the people that's here. But yeah, it's not going, it's not going that high, but it's high enough. 100 over it, so it used to be around 200 people thereabouts used to live around here. Now it's 300 and something in the village, and then surrounding areas around 600. If you're counting the surrounding areas. Like, it is important for me and it is important for the local authorities to know how many people's in the area. Because that obviously determines other things too. It determines grants and things like that. It does actually determine grants and things now, populations. Like, the more people that's in the town, the more funding obviously that town will get for different things. It is important. Like, all this is taken into account behind the scenes. I know about it myself. Like, some things are utterly outrageous what they ask people. I will admit that. But some things are necessary. If that makes any sense. But yeah, like as I say, knowing how many people like that. I usually ask you, are you working, are you employed? Obviously, that's important to know how many people is unemployed and how many jobs need to be created. Well, many people living in log cabins, mobile homes up in Cavan that way. A lot around there with housing shortages. Yes, but it's not as bad as other counties. Like, it is going pretty well, the housing situation. Like, don't get me wrong, it's still bad enough, and it shouldn't be the way it is. But it is, the housing projects and things are going pretty well. Not gonna lie to you. There's houses being built here. There's houses being built in Ballyhears. There's houses being built in the town. like there's a lot of money. There's something like God knows how. I think it's 30 something million that's been spent in the last few months on social housing in Cavan. So you can, it's not that there's no money being spent. It's being spent. You know, it's happening, and the council are bringing houses back into use. Like there's a house even here that's been abandoned for years, and the council are doing that up and bringing them back into use. So, and Cavan is leading the way in that, in terms of houses that need to be done up and redone and repurposed for people. So that's good. So Cavan is leading the way in the Minister for Housing did say the last time he was in Cavan that Cavan is doing the best in the whole country at it, in doing up old houses and bringing them back into use, which is, in my opinion, very good, because that's how we start. That's how we fix it too. We do up old houses because there's loads of houses lying abandoned that can be done up, to be used by families, and that's good. And obviously that's necessary to. But yeah, there's something like 32 million, 33 billion that's been spent on social housing in Cavan. This is the housing projects that's going on at the moment. 32 to 33 million that's been spent. Then that's not cattle fodder or anything like that. That's a lot of money for one county, in terms of infrastructure. Like down here alone for 5 houses, nearly 3.5 million that's been spent on it. So it's that's only for one construction now, 3.5 million. Like think about that for a second. That's a lot for 5 houses. Fully insulated, fully developed, solar panels. Good lot. It's a lot of money. We're talking about. But yeah, I think we're doing the best we can, to be totally honest. I know that sounds very dim, but I think we're doing the best we can with the infrastructure and with particularly manpower. We're doing the best we can. It's very little manpower to work with. They have very little construction workers to work with. Like even here, they have half the construction workers they need to do the project quicker. So you know they're working with what they have. Usually they get cross-Tony Constructions in Cavan to have a contract with Cavan County Council to build houses. There's only so many people they have working for them. They only have 30-something people working for them, and they're doing three housing projects, at once. So yeah, it's difficult. It's not easy. Not many. I hope not. I don't know what to say about that now. They're building brand new council houses here, but they are tiny bedrooms, small gallons. And not really lovely to live in stand. I know, but I suppose at the moment the councils are taking about just getting people off the housing list and getting them into housing. I suppose at the end of the day, I know it's not ideal for people, but I suppose as long as somebody's off the housing list and in some kind of good decent house, well, it's nice and warm. This is a council house that was built a few years ago. Brand new council house. It's big enough. It's very, very big. It's very insulated. It's very good. It's very good on heating and things like that. You know, it's. I'm not going to say it's the ideal 100% house, but it still meets the mark. I'm happy enough. It's a roof over your head, I suppose. If that makes any sense. Which is good. And again, it's better than what it was before that. They wouldn't build any social housing, so it's good that they're building houses now, or doing up houses, as I was saying. But yeah, no, I will admit it's not to the ideal standard, but there's only so much local councils can do, and I will admit that I can't say that they can build houses overnight and things. But there's only so much they can do with the men they have, and that's to be totally honest. And I have to be honest with you there. And I know for somebody that's in it, that there's only so much you can do with what you have. Because the money's there, and this is the thing: the money is there. It's the manpower that's not there. The builders are not there. As I said, they don't have the builders to build these houses. They won't build themselves, in other words. Like as I said, there's something like 30-something million for the housing projects at the moment. So it's not the money. The money's there. It's the manpower. As I said, there's only 30 in that construction crowd that the council have contracted to do it. For 3 sites that they're doing at the moment. And they're doing more up in Mulla, down in Mulla and County Cavan too. And then they're doing some Ballyjim stuff, like the building house and the fuck. Which is good. We need them done, and then obviously we'll purpose in other houses. They're encouraging landlords to do up houses that are abandoned, to buy houses, to do them up, which is good. Because the more houses allow vacant, the more, because again, it's a sin to see a house lying vacant. Especially because it could go to some use for family. And that's how we fix the housing crisis, using houses that are abandoned, and then building houses at the same time. Even though it costs a lot more money to comfort the house, for my house that's abandoned, fix the roofs and everything like that, it costs a lot. Yeah, mortgages too are just, it's not even funny, the mortgages. I hear people who spend ridiculous sums of money on mortgages. They spend all their life paying it off. That's the sad thing. But yeah, Adrian, the standard of buildings in the country is quite. I know, but at the end of the day, Tony, this is the thing, and I suppose it's the way we see it. Is as long as somebody has a roof over their head, it's better than lying on the street or something like that. As long as somebody can get into a house, then have something. I know it's not the ideal living standard. Of course, I agree with that. It should be better, but it's we have to work with what you have, I suppose, and that's the sad reality of this country. Um, like I know, thank you for your time. Like I know a woman that used to babysit me when I was younger, and she has a house in the town down. It's a council house. She was given. It was built It was built actually about a month ago, and she has a council house. It's not the biggest council house, obviously, but she's grateful because she was paying ridiculous sum of rent, like ridiculous. She was a single parent as a child. Her boyfriend went off and left her, and they're getting no support basically from the boyfriend because the boyfriend's gone off. But basically, she's grateful for that. She's grateful that she has a house, even though she's working things that she still found it hard to pay the rent, and she's on a decent enough. She pays something like €40 to the county council a week, which is decent compared to what she was paying before. She was paying a ridiculous sum before for rent, because they were taking advantage of her because they knew she couldn't get anywhere else. So that's why they upped the price. But it's good that she's in social housing now and that she's paying a sustainable amount of rent to the local authority. So yeah, I know it's not the ideal for when the child gets older. It obviously needs a bit more space and things like that. But it's keeping it's a bit more extra money at the end of the day in her back pocket too at the same time. So that's good too. The government says and the banks are no loans. Yeah, with loans it's just honestly always about debt and things like that. But yeah, but it is not. It's getting better. It's a lot better than it was, but it's still not good enough. And I will admit that. Hello, Boom. How you doing? But it's still not good enough. But it's getting better. It is getting a bit better. Like the house and waiting list has gone down a good bit, but it's not. It's not where it should be. But yeah, I know I'm making up excuses and things, but it is getting a bit better, and I know for somebody that's in it, it is getting better. A bit. I know, again, as I say, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. It shouldn't be the way it is, but everything that can be done is being done. And that's put straight to people. It is being done. Particularly here in Cavan. I don't know about the west of the country, but it is being done here. For somebody that's looking at things, and I can tell you it is being done. Bear with me 1 second to buy the deputy. We're wearing the deputy Wokshin shirt on now. Leader of the Social Democrats, Deputy Shorter. We're nearly 2 hours late today. Before I take a break for a second. Hello, Peter, first of all. It's great when HSE top wolves are killing sheep. What? The HSE, what? Do you watch OT? Very rarely now. We do it, like, quite literally not at all. Last time when was the last time I watched OT? I think it was about 2 months ago, probably. I put on OT. I don't know why. I just can't put it on. Probably 2 months ago. Yeah. Don't watch OT at all. I used to watch Winning Streak when that was on, but that's obviously not on now. At least I don't think it's on. But I used to watch Winning Streak. That was the only time I ever watched OT, when I was watching Winning Streak. I tell you, Marty Whelan was a bit of fun, a bit of a laugh. He's the only one who has the sense of humour on OT. And they wanted to get rid of him because people liked him, and they didn't like Ryan Tubridy and West Ham. So OT was quick going. But I wouldn't watch it. That's the only reason why I watch Winning Streak. Because there's not much addition. Actually, the last time I watched it was when the prime time. I was watching prime time about the young lad that died in Cavan. That's the last time I was watching, because I needed to watch that to see what was said about it. It was very tragic. That was the last time. So that was about a month ago, yeah. Cleaning up on higher pay and medical staff have been paid buttons. Oh, you're talking about, yeah, like, look at the fellow, the HSE chief executive, Paul Weed. Look at him, like, fuck me, €8,000 a week. What does he spend €8,000 a week on? How is he getting €8,000 on the chief executive of the HSE? That's how much he's getting a week. You think I'm lying? No, look it up. He's getting €8,000 a week, something like 32,000 a month. Isn't it great? And that's our taxes stuff, you know. And the only nose on the ground is being one off the feet, and you know they're being taxed to hell and back. Isn't it? Oh, it's just great. The yokes about OT in Ukraine talking about housing in Holland. Them yokes in OT are talking about Ukraine talking about housing in. Well, so they're talking about the Ukraine when the Ukrainians come over, how they're going to get the housing for them. Is that what they're talking about? I don't know. I wasn't listening to them. We don't know. I was watching the Oireachtas channel earlier on when Leo was speaking, but I watched the Oireachtas channel a lot. That's about it. I don't watch OT. I don't think OT is that relevant to watch. Because it's good to know what the TDs are talking about and what they're saying. Especially when you're writing to them at the moment, you know, you feel obligated to say a few things to them. In one or two letters, I did say something that we didn't agree with them on different things they said. Obviously, they won't see that straight away. It'll be September by the time they see it. But just making my opinions known on some of them. Even though they probably won't write back, but yeah, sometimes I can't help myself. Like, wouldn't be that fond of Washington Shorter here, the Social Democrats. But I have nothing really much to say to them, if that makes any sense. I have a good bit to say to Paul Keogh now when I wrote to Paul Keogh. So yeah, anything else? I can talk when I'm looking up to, so don't feel that I'm not paying attention. I think I look up every once in a while and I talk. So you don't feel that I'm not talking or anything like that. So please do, if you have something to say, please do let me know. I don't even watch ads on OT. I don't make no program. Can't watch the ads yet with OT. I don't know what the ads are on OT. I'm assuming there's some shite in it. Well, ads are shite in it, we don't know. Majority of them, some of them are funny enough, and some. But yeah, no, we're not on OT, but on some of the stations you come across, some of them are funny, make you laugh a bit. But you know, probably OT's ones are just, I don't know what you would say about them. You have to pay your TV license. It's this, that, and the other. That's more or less what probably would. I remember seeing that on one of the stations once. It's the law. You have to pay your TV license. Fuck you. Excuse my language. Don't have a TV license. Don't say that to the TV license man. He could be knocking at your door. Imagine actually having a job as a TV license man, just going around fucking asking people to have a TV license. Like such a bad, like what was the ambition there of your life, to go around collecting money for OT? What did everybody think of Biden's State of the Union address? Did anybody hear that? Anybody hear Biden's State of the Union address? After this one, we see how we go from here. So that's another constituency down in a second. What's that now? Ocean shot though. Was paying listen to him in full, but watched the bit. Yeah, I think I watched it all. I wasn't really listening that much to him. I've listened to a bit of what he had to say. Nancy Pelosi behind, but I don't know what she was doing. To be totally honest with you. I thought she was having a fit at one stage. Something in my throat. Excuse me, I go and get water because there's something in my throat. Probably a bit of fluff or something. Yeah, stop the timer. Stop the count. Excuse me. Back in a sec. I pulled the number 40, Tony. Pulled the number because it disappeared. No, I was coughing. I needed to get tea. There's something stuck in the throat. And I got a tea, a cup of tea in the jug. Sweet to stop me coughing. Apologies for that because I was going to start coughing, I wouldn't stop coughing. It was tickling my throat and that's what we got. Right, I need to add this constituency. I only have one page out. I need to. This is the worst thing with these books. I couldn't find the other thing. I have to tear the page out. It's a nuisance. There's fog in my throat. True, yeah, I couldn't speak there for a few minutes because I started coughing. I just couldn't stop coughing. So I needed to go off for a second. Nobody would have understood the thing I was saying. So I probably will start again, I wouldn't be surprised. No, 23 constituencies done of the 11. This is Dublin North West. Who had the statue? Oh, right. I didn't know about that. Dublin Northwest. Another constituency down. So I'll show you what we did earlier on. So we got Dublin West done. We just done that one there. Hello, Myers. How are you? Donegal. We got all them done. We finished off this one. We had one left to do the other night. So yeah, but then we moved on to Cork Central. Me, Hall Martin, Simon Company. We moved on to Dublin Fingal. We got that done. Got Dublin West done too. So we got a good lot done. Dublin Fingal, Dublin West, Dublin Northwest. So yeah, that's good. Done. That's good 5 nearly done. So we'll continue on. I think we will. I have only one. I have to tear them out. It's so a nuisance to tear them out here. So how many dog constituencies is there? I need to count them out. I think it's 32. Yeah. Constituencies. Oh, there's 39, yeah. Sorry. 32, 39. And we have 23, so we're doing very well. Yeah, the majority that we have left is in Dublin. Hello, I don't see you there. What? I don't see you. Which? Are you sick today? No, I'm not that bad, thanks, cup of tea indeed. I had to go down with coughing a bit. With these letters, what am I hoping to achieve? Hopefully they promote it or tell their friends, the TDs, about Carpenter, and hopefully we get a response from all the TDs, and we'll be able to sit here on before Carpenter and be like, this TD wished us well in Carpenter, this TD didn't even bother to respond. But I suppose it's just just to say, I suppose we went to all members of the Oireachtas and give them a good lecture about Cavan, and see the support for County Cavan Ireland. So yeah, just I wanted to see now what constituency we are doing now. Wasn't it Cork North Central, isn't it? Cork, no, Dublin's, what am I saying about Cork? Went to Parliament, yeah, all the TDs elect a member of Parliament. The lower house of Parliament. Dublin based south, is it? Dublin West. No, it's Dublin Northwest. No, we have Dublin Northwest done. No, sorry, it's hard to make that all these. Dublin Northwest. Dublin Bay South. Okay, this is the. Okay, it might be different here. No, this is the Fenerbahce one, isn't it? Who's your man? Isn't he Dublin what down? Who was he? This TD, because I have to write something to somebody. one of them. Who is what? You're talking off the doorbell when you get these letters. Yeah, we love it. You can invite me up to the doorbell or Drake. Wouldn't pay for me, hopefully. Who's better, Aidan Logan or Dave Miles? Who the fuck is Dave Miles? Why don't you just write a photocopy and West? Well, what would be the point in that there? Well, that's no effort. We're putting in the effort, putting in the hours. 14 hours actually. No, sorry, let me get the exact time at the moment. So we're nearly 15 hours doing this over 7 days. And that's only getting done the Dáil. We have to do the Oireachtas, the other members of the Oireachtas. In other words, the Senate. 60 senators. Yes. So, pretty much, it's a great country. What was this in Dublin Bay North? I don't know, we'll see how we do. How many TDs Bay North? That was when the by-election, Dublin Bay North TDs. I need to just see how many TDs. Because I only have one page, so I couldn't get out of it. I get popcorn if you need a popcorn. Richard Bowden, isn't this? Yeah. Well, who is Ivana Vacek? Which constituency is she in? Am I just getting confused here? Oh, it was Dublin Bay. Well, what was it? Dublin. What am I on? What am I doing? Dublin Bay North. Can people help me out here? I'm a bit confused actually. Where was Ivana Vacek? Which constituency is she in? Because I'm a bit confused. Labour. Yeah, but which party? I didn't know that. Does anybody know? Because I'm a bit confused. Which was the by-election? Where was the last by-election? There's so many Dublins and this, that, and there's so many of them. Yeah, she's going to be the leader now. South Dublin. Yeah. Are you sure now? So, what did mean South Dublin? Dublin Midwest. What was it? Dublin. I can't remember. It was Dublin based South, wasn't it? I'm actually confused. I'm very actually confused. No, because see, Dublin constituencies all fucking piled into one. Dublin Bay, that's the fucking Bay North, so it must be Dublin Bay South, is it? I know when I see it, Bay South. I can't remember. So many TDs. So your mind gets all fried when you write to so many of these TDs, you forget who you're talking about. Oh yeah, there's Dublin Bay South, yeah. The Ivana Vacek, yes. Eamon Ryan's constituency, oh, that's going to be a good one now. There's 5 TDs in this constituency. Good luck to you. I think we only do one. How about that? We'll do the rest tomorrow. Richard Burton, the former Minister for Education. I'll take a break first, so we'll write him. Because it saved me because to see what I have to do. Sorry. I have to tear out the pages to get the page out to write to them, in other words, because it's not like the other ones. So yeah, isn't that nice? So we're on Dublin Bay North. Need to just take note of that too. Just so I know, because there's so many Dublin constituencies, I get confused. So we have good trade on Dublin, so we made a good start in Dublin. Dublin Bay North. So we get one of them done now. Who's Deji? What? Stephen Downey died 5 months. What if they write back? We're all good. We're all good in the hood then. I showed them on stream, and obviously we'll talk whatever they say. Like some of them have asked questions too, and it'd be nice to see what they say. We can judge them in the next election. But I'm a bit confused with them. But we'll get this one done, and then I can take the rest of the day just to chill or whatever. Instead of tearing out any more pages, because I don't think we have enough to do today. I said we've got 15 of them written today too. This will be the 16th one. I think it is probably 16 we've written. because we are nearly 2 hours at this. So which will be from deal? Mr. Putin, former Minister for Education. Right, I need the thing up. Hello, kid. How you doing? Resigned from Labour leadership. Yeah, he's not. He hasn't resigned as a TD. He has resigned as Labour leadership. You know, the president is also considered a member of the. Yeah, we wrote to the president last year. We got a response from the president. For the office of the Secretary General to the president. Excuse me. We will be writing to him again. Don't worry about that. It's already on the cards. It's already in the cards. I hope you get enough sleep. Yeah. What's Blackrock College? Said 50 would. Okay. We are writing to the camcorder too. So yeah. We are writing to the camcorder, so don't. We haven't forgotten. Don't worry. We're trying to get all the TDs on board, all the constituencies on, and then we work on extra people. Like, hopefully we have this all done by the end of March, all these people went to. And then we could focus entirely on the Kahoot, get the Kahoot sorted out. Where's the number? Setting the 50 take as well. I was talking to okay, it's alright, I don't know. Here, tag each other. If you're talking to each other, please tag each other, so I know. And it's a oh Jesus, that's not nice to say, Mark. Badger can tell her start work for the constitution and not work for the people in the and for not people in the country yet. Well, I see what it's saying, because we want to try and get them to respond, so I have to be kind of nice to them. Even though in one letter I kind of was very, very mean to one of them. I'm not going to lie to you. I just wasn't happy with him. So yeah, it's difficult to write to somebody who's quitting us. But you know, we see, like, some of them won't respond, some of them don't like me. Which, oh yeah, why, Mark? Yeah, tell us why. Tell us. Will you tell us why we tell you where the weapons say nothing now do you hear more? What's a what? Well, that's just randomly a big question. Double 40. So who's your TDs, Maria, if you don't mind me asking? Who's your members of the Oireachtas that you have the pleasure of voting in the elections? Even though it should be their pleasure that they even get voted on top, but you know, democracy. What was that? It's, nobody. Oh, retracted. Sorry, I thought somebody deleted your message. There's no mods here. Just me to make sure there's no mods. Just in case, because I'm afraid them deleting messages. Sometimes they get a bit tick with things. What's this? Someone said he's small for capital C. But big enough now. It's big enough now. It is big enough. It's blocked what I said. What I said? What do you mean what he said? What you said? What? I don't get involved. It's all rigged. So you're just like, fuck these TDs. Everyone, I don't blame you. Don't blame you at all. But it's good to know who is in your area, I suppose. If that makes any sense, Maria. I understand your perspective, yeah. But it's good to know who's to look out for. You know, because you have to watch these at the same time. You have to keep an eye on them. It's like a child, you have to keep an eye on them, what they do. See who they're talking to, which Chinese ambassadors they're talking to. Few brown envelopes in the doorstep. You have to ask us, hello, GGG, how are you doing? My old geography teacher used to be campus before. Oh, yeah, you would care. You're in Tipperary, so obviously, yeah. Okay, yeah, I don't like them. Okay. Smaller than Liverpool. I never was in Liverpool, but I say it probably is. Liverpool is probably big enough place. But yeah, it's big enough Dublin now. I was in Dublin many times. You get lost enough, like. Speaking of, it's bigger than Cavan, isn't it? Like even Lockford Town is bigger than Cavan. It is big enough now, Dublin. I don't think it is big enough area now. Like a capital city is always usually big. Like Cork is big enough too. Galway is big enough in its own right, I suppose, and in their own rights they are big enough compared to us country folk. It's like fucking a maze. I might just finish this constituency. I don't know. What does people think? Do you think I should finish this letter? Do you think I should finish this? I can't speak. Do you think I should finish this constituency? And, just leave this letter and just finish the constituency. Or do you think I should do all the? I can't explain this at all. Do all of them and then finish after that, or do this one and then just say, I just chat for the rest of the night. How about that? Not for the rest of the night, but for the moment. What do you think? So I'd be starting probably. I get up early and start the rest of them in the morning. Get them out of the way. There's only 4 of those after this to get in this constituency. Because I want to get it all done as quick as possible, because we have to get on to the shant. And then start writing to other people. But we obviously have to revisit this, because obviously I need to put my address in it. And there's a space up here which we need to put the date. Obviously we don't know the date yet. So yeah, that's good. And then we have obviously put stamps in the envelope. We have to put stamps in the envelopes and get the envelopes. Write their name on the envelopes. That's still on the couch, so we're not fully finished with them yet. It's all just getting them written as well. Yeah, nearly finished this one now. You should know, yes. What's happening now, so things? What's happening? Sorry, I don't know what happened there. I don't know why it didn't pop up. It didn't pop up there. Where was I? Well, Ballymun is the place to be. What? I was in Liverpool. Oh, you were in Liverpool. What the fuck happened? COVID, it's gone to firework. It must be. Overnight stream. Hello, Ashton. I was in Liverpool. Great supporter. Oh, stop the time. 2 hours doing this. Exactly 2 hours. So basically 15 hours now. Just let me take a note. I think we called it there for tonight. Well, no, not called it there, but stop by tonight. Wait for a second. What is anyone? Yes, I finished this letter. Yes, finish this letter and then call it quits. Yeah, okay. In Limerick City calls the train station. The nice big screen. Not enough tea and biscuits. What Jesus? Then football. Okay, lost the sheep I had next door. You didn't buy the kettle, Tony. Jeez, I already have the kettle by you. Don't know how I already have the tea. Wet for a bit. Near froze to death. Which what? Bring it up. You said you would. Which what and who? What? Bring what up? No, but oh, you mean the kettle? We see how we get on. But I have tea here already. When I was choking there for a while, I went and got tea. But yeah, I don't know, Tony. We'll see. We'll probably do it some other again. When we get all this done, we have plenty of time then. But it's just when we're on this crisis, we need to get all this done. Unlike building housing. What's this? Everybody's always talking about every time before, but I don't know. No bad one. Right, so that's Mr. Burton. Dublin Bay Note. Yes. Dublin Bay Note, yeah. But I suppose whatever's going, I suppose. Yeah. But yeah, that's Dublin Bay Note. So a fair lot. I'll take them out of what the. Ooh, if I can take them out, that'd be nice. One of them stuck at the 5 bottom. There we are. Good 80. Good 80 that was there. 7 days into it. 15 hours into it. Along with the one we just done there. See, the thing is nearly full up already. So yeah, just remind me that we have to start from Sean Hennessy tomorrow. Then we walk our way down. So yeah, so I'll show you now too in a second. I'll take note of that in a second. These go here. Yeah. Better to show it that way. So yeah, we have this one always acts the bottom, so this page is this page is done. Basically we have page 1 done of all the TDs we went to. Page 2 is done, now we're on page 3, which is here. So we're halfway down the page, so we're here. So we're going down to constituencies. Only we have part 4 and then we have no, that's not. So we basically only have the bottom here and these few here. And then we're done with all the TDs, and then we're on to the senators. And obviously we're keeping note and everything. There's 5 of these, just to say, for different things. Like this is for the senators. This is the names where we're going, where we're starting with the senators. This is secret. I can't show you this. This is secret. And you know, there's more of these. There's more of them. I can't show the rest of them because they're all secret. They're for you for me to know and you to find out. As I say, I have to put them like literally the floor is literally taken up with these properly. Like, there's so much paperwork and everything, but 15 hours into this crack. A pig bun. What? I don't even have pig buns. Where am I here? Trying to steal the spotlight. What? Paperclip, yes. Operation Paperclip indeed. Bimman's called to see what? Have you corned beef for St. Patrick's? Corned beef? The best school in history. That's good. That's good, Mark and Nicole Bridgman. He's just chatting among yourselves. Yeah, that's okay. Fastest town, Trim. Why? What? Trim is Ireland's fastest town. Why? Well, fast what? What do you mean fast? Fast like on the street, or is it the secret? But yeah, that's all she wrote for tonight. 2 hours. What was I saying? Not 2 hours. Salt and cruise are out, right? Has corned beef for supper. Where? Where? In this country? Never heard of it in my life. Don't know. That must be an American thing, but it's not in Ireland. We're still on Dublin Bay North. Yeah, we're still not done that. But we are 15 hours into it. 15 hours spent on this. 7 days in, so we're going into 8 days tomorrow. So yeah, I just need to look to see what constituencies we're doing tomorrow. Need to take note. So we're currently at Dublin Bay South. We need to get that finished. Now can we set the timer? No, stop, reset. We don't need it anymore. So we'll probably be Let me see. Sorry, I'm just taking them on myself a second. So we have to get them 4 done. So we get that done tomorrow. I want to see what else is done. I want to try and get this done as soon as possible. The TD, so we can get on to the senators. By the end of March, but we're definitely on track to get this done. Where the fuck is this other one? Part 3 is. Where did we say we were? Dublin Bay North, yes. Dublin Midwest, Dublin South Central. Mid. West. Dublin South Central too. So let's try and get them 3 done tomorrow. If we can get that done, then we're doing fucking magic. Yeah, we'll be doing mighty if we get that done. We get Dublin Bay South done, we get Dublin Midwest done, Dublin South Central, we'll be doing mighty. You're just so busy. Oh, technically, so yes. Which I need to just see which areas of Dublin did we do. Dublin Fingo. We have Dublin Fingo. I'm just looking at the map here. So Dublin Fingo's done. Dublin West is done. That's there. Dublin Northwest is done, which is well. Dublin North. That's it there. So we have 3 areas done out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 8 areas we have left to do. We have 3 areas down in Dublin. So that's good. So yeah, we get that done. So Dublin Bay South, Dublin Bay North. So many fucking Dublin Bay this, Dublin Bay that, Dublin Bay everything. But yeah, it's good that we have 3 of them out of the 8 done. So mainly we're focused on Dublin now because there's more than there is in Cork constituency. So yeah, if we can get them 3 done, we have a good dead done. And then obviously we have Wexford, Roscommon, Mead, with Mead West to do. That's it. We have Waterford. That's all outside of Dublin. And after that, Dublin's basically on the home stretch. If we get all Dublin done soon, so probably within the next 3 days we have all the DDs done. Probably, if we keep going at this pace, probably 3 or 4 days. So probably by Tuesday we probably have a good bit of it done, and then we'll be able to go on to the senators. What are you asking? I'm just basically telling them with the White House a letter back for Carpenter and with the promotion base. That's more or less. Do go fishing go for election in Dublin. No, fucking after this, I don't know what to say, but I don't know what to say for now. Feed your points on St. Patrick's Day. Indeed. No, I just chill. What time are we at? 10. Usually we go to 11 and we keep writing to 11. So look, I need to take them out of this. I'm just not bothered because some of them I usually tear the majority of the papers of this because it's hard to tear them out of notebooks. So yeah, just remind me, Dublin based that we're starting tomorrow. We have Richard Burton done already, so these letters over there. I'll move this away. But there, just to see, there's all the letters done. Good, probably 80 of them there. Because we nearly have half of the walkers done. Out of the 29 constituencies, we have 23 done. So we're making a good dent in them. Special notebooks. Jesus, special notebooks. Yeah, they are special notebooks. They nearly cost me €5 each. So there must be something special about them because it cost me €5 each. These notebooks. And the only A5 thing I could get. I couldn't get any. Now it's time for a WAT. However that. It cost the WAT and I hope you're happy. But yeah, I tried looking for this. This one. These ones. Which were nearly €3 something. They didn't have any of them. The little black book. Yes, Mao's little black book instead of Mao's little red book. We don't like that. Poor Mao doesn't get a better here. But yeah, we go probably just till after 11 and then we call it quits and we reorganise for tomorrow. March 4th tomorrow. Oh my fuck, what happened here? My whole YouTube screen has gone mad. He's gone rogue. He's gone rogue. I hope you don't spell anything on all the letters and destroy them. Well, I have said something very mean to one of the TDs now. I was very firm with him. Well, I wasn't that mean, but I was very firm with him, and I suppose he can tell when he's winning. But no, I try and be nice to them. Just that they wasn't the white back. Just so, because I didn't go to all this effort on the white back. Even though I wouldn't really be too fond of them. And buy me a drink. I need to buy me a drink after this. Probably August, but it's about getting it done before August. I say it'd be around August. Because it's sometime in September, so we'll see when it is. If it's the last week in September, then we'll probably do it at the beginning of September or the midweek in September. But yeah. But again, it's all about getting this done. Like, we're getting it done way in advance. So we'll be able to focus on the Kahoot, we'll be able to focus on other things. Because there's other things in the background. This is not the only thing we're doing, just to say. There's other things happening. That's 5 months away. I know, but it's still, like, it's 214 letters to write to. This is members of the Dáil and Shannon, 214. That's a lot for one person to write to. And then you think about having to get envelopes. You have to put them into envelopes. You have to write their name on the envelopes. You have to put a stamp on them. You have to, do all that. That's a lot. And then that's 214. So that take a good long time too. And then you have to write to forward meters too. And we're doing other things in the background. So, we have to start very early and get things done. Because it would take us, like, if we started this the first week of September, we never get them done. So, we're 5 months in advance, which is good, because again, that's the good thing about it. Okay. We get an extra day in St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, we do. We do. So yeah, anything else? Now is the time to speak and to let us know what you're thinking. Yes, they do. They do indeed. When I'm a release, who would buy my merch? And first of all, why would I ask people to buy my merch? That's two things, actually. First of all, whatever, I don't think anybody would buy my merch. And why would I do much? Like, what would be the benefit, I suppose, to anybody, not just to me, but to anybody? Yeah, the masks are good. I mean, Irish flags, I don't think this necessarily should look. People can buy Irish flags in the shop and things. I don't think I need to sell them. Who was this? I don't know. Brian's calling the Ukrainian people wins. Yes, I've seen that, yes. But yeah, it was just a slight blunder. That's how I feel today. The Guns N' Moses song. Okay. Ooh. There, I nearly clicked on Ortiz thing. Anyway. So hopefully, anyway, we get this done. Like the bits of writing to the TDs, and then we have the senators, which the senators won't take that long. There's only 59 of them. Well, we have to wait and see about a Fannin Patrick seat. But yeah, we get it done soon enough, you know. Because I'm just thinking the pace. If we do 3 tomorrow, we do 3 the next day. That's 6, 7, 8, 9. Do 9. So there's 8. Yeah. Yeah, we're trying to aim for a good few tomorrow, you know. Make a pizza on stream tomorrow. Jesus. Do you think pizza? Jeez, I'm not much of a chef now. But it's our focus really at the moment, just getting these letters done. You know, anything else is just not a priority at the moment. What? Tony? I don't know. But yeah, we'll go for another few minutes. What's up the song? Well, I heard the words before, yeah. I'm not too familiar with it, but I remember seeing it once or twice, hearing it once or twice. It's a while ago. Lovely couple, indeed. Thanks, Maya. Still, it's like unlimited amount of videos I have to. Not we watch, but what they call. That's in my not recommend. What they call watch later video list on YouTube. It's not even funny. Like sometimes I have them playing in the background. Like earlier one was watching a video in the background. When I was doing the Mellow one before I started the stream. Still have a good lot, but. Did they see the tin though? No, not to my knowledge. I didn't. Which you need a cup with A on it. A, just A. Right, okay. The fuck. See that? Some things you see in Twitter, just like what? You just wonder how I did it. I've been watching Britain Fang on YouTube. Oh, that's that history YouTuber, yes. I watch him too, yeah. He put out a video earlier on. Yeah, that's a YouTuber, yeah. Having McDonald's, yes, it does. Uh, how many times does it has Calvin? Well, I'm assuming one. Sorry, Maria. Sorry. Very good documentary about a man who was said to be millionaire and what was their money. Okay. Um, yeah, it's a good YouTube channel. The Mark Fulton Productions, yeah. What was the video earlier on he put out? I just need to check because I haven't saved my watch. I've seen it earlier on. Put it up. Yeah, it's Hitler's last ditch civilian army. It's the Volksstamm. 12 minutes long. I might watch that after this, yeah. I'm actually interested to see what it is. Then I have a few more videos to watch. Like it's not even funny. 200 and something videos I have to watch. And some of them are good. A lot of them are history videos. A lot of them are history videos, and a lot of them are different things, politics videos. So yeah, this is how much it's backtracked me too with all this stuff. It's backtracked me a lot on videos, catching up. And then even before that, there's a lot of videos I need to rewatch. It's not even funny no matter what. Cat videos. Yeah, but some people like watching cat videos and things like that. Depends on the person. Such a young age, excuse me. Well, I suppose that's a compliment. Young age, yes. I do have a great knowledge. I study history. Yeah. I know a good bit about it. Decent bit. And I'm not going to say I know everything about it. You know, but I know a bit. I put out videos earlier on. I meant to put out. There's another video I meant to put out. Didn't get around to it. I haven't recorded. I just need to put it out. So I need to catch up too. I'm backtracking videos. So everything's not going well, in other words, and in other senses of, because again, everything else is just left aside in terms of writing these letters. Everything else has just been pushed aside, and this took main priority, if that makes any sense. Yeah, question investigators. Any parties on? Here, you mean parties here? Well, it seems like there's parties in the Oireachtas, in the Golf Society. I would advise giving them a phone call in the Golf Society, the Oireachtas Golf Society, or even the Defence Force. There's loads of parties there. Actually, sorry, Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson's the man you need to speak to about parties. Because it seems like it's just a nightclub in Downing Street there. They're probably having big parties there when Putin's invading Europe. Not invading Europe, but invading Ukraine. And they're probably having huge parties, just jumping around the place, Boris and the rest of them. Wouldn't you know it? None of them strippers ones. I would hope not, without anything. I would hope not. So many good YouTubers. No, well, that's good. And we'll go to 11 and then we call it for tonight. And be ready for tomorrow because we will go through a lot tomorrow. We might try and see if we can get through all Dublin tomorrow, see. I don't know what he wants to accomplish either. It's a mystery. Another 10 minutes left. Saying it, but I used to say a lot. Now I kind of been so tired in the evenings. I haven't, to be totally honest, I haven't got around to it. Like I used to say it. What they call it? I used to say it probably before. Where was it? August, around that time, September. I used to say them, when I would go to bed. But now I've kind of got, I don't know, all of a sudden I kind of got out of it. I suppose with tiredness and things like that. I'm not going to lie to you. But hopefully maybe soon when because I've been so tired when I went to bed, just fall asleep. Well, just fall asleep straight away. Anyway. Well, when I went to fall asleep straight away, but it's just that I'm so tired that I nearly can't do much else. I can't sleep well. I think. Yeah. So to the plan. You don't any turn to the plan. To the plan. Not to the jab. No, I didn't even get it, so I don't know how it would be. Are you coming to the US? No, I wouldn't be going to the US. Dublin football is what? Which? Oh, that's the same. I see. Do you have a board? A board? Like a flying board or a board? You say for a take him, will you? So just reading through this here. Jesus, don't give me that too high a praise, not on it. Me too. Everybody's singing high praise. I'm just looking up something here because something just said to me in this information. Is the gas expenses there? Well, you pay for gas, you don't. I'm assuming that's to me. Sorry, I just need to read this. Sorry. Yeah, the tea is better. You should do Agent Logan posters. Jesus, what posters? Yeah, that's interesting now. What I just want to see. Key Wing. Jesus, his poster is going to be over the telephone to put it for. So Stephen, that's okay. Yeah, sorry, I was just reading that. We give you compliments, Adrian. Jeez, you give me too many compliments. Excuse me, sorry. And cows all over. Which? Oh, bobbleheads. Oh, right. Can you ride a bike? I'm assuming I can. I'm assuming so. Hello, Stephen. How are you doing? So yeah, I have to tear out more of these pages tomorrow. So we say we probably nearly have to use half of the book for the last few. But yeah, 15 hours in Great Country. Smiley ahead of me, excuse me. It seems to be in good form, I hope so. Why shouldn't we give Ukraine weapons? Well, we need them for the defense of our own country. Ooh, excuse me. We need it for the defense of our own country, and I suppose that's military neutrality, not giving weapons to any other country, if that makes any sense, Stephen. Even though, obviously Ukraine's defending itself, Ireland wants to be neutral, and that's not giving guns to somebody, it's not being neutral, if that makes any sense. And plus, we probably need them weapons if anything ever happened here. And the United Kingdom and the US are giving them tons and tons of weapons. I don't think it make much of a difference if Ireland gives weapons or not. In other words, because I think the United States is probably giving them 50 times more guns and ammunition. Like, good God, I don't want to think of how many weapons and guns and ammunition the United States is giving them. Like, probably shiploads of it. Like, you see what left in Afghanistan, all the guns and everything left in Afghanistan. I don't even want to think what they give to the Ukraine. They're probably giving them A1 tanks and aircraft carriers. The United States. Yeah. Whip true. Look, to whip true. Yeah, I have to tear them out. You see, I have to tear the pages out of this to write them. If that makes any sense. We're taking New Zealand warships. Yeah, would you believe that? We don't even have the men to put on the ships that we have at the moment, letting them buy more warships. Isn't it great knowledge? Full-scale war, yes, indeed. Yeah, but I don't think we really neutral because we have 200 troops attached to the European army. So if the European goes over, we have... Well, not necessarily. They can't send people... If Leo and Mihol wouldn't be too popular now to send people to war in this country, especially out people now don't want anything to do with anything. They don't want to go out and fight. So you know, yeah, it doesn't mean like it's ridiculous amount of guns were left in Afghanistan by the United States Army, and still they can replenish that and they can replenish it overnight. The United States Army. The other soldiers attached to the army. I know that, but it's not to the extent of other countries. It makes sense. And I do think because you even hold Leo, I don't think Leo has. They're in Finland right now. I didn't even actually know that, but I don't think Leo whatsoever any of them was, and I don't think it's going to look good for them now. Because especially Fianna Fáil that's saying, oh, we brought in neutrality. Eamon De Valera brought it in. The Down remain neutral and X, Y, and Z. And it wouldn't look too well on them when the next election if they decide, oh, we're going to go to war if it does come to that. Yeah, it wouldn't look too good. It wouldn't look very good on them. Particularly when Eamon De Valera was the one that kind of came up with neutrality first of all. But yeah, I don't think they would. I don't think there's any business of having to be involved in any war. But yeah. But I didn't know they were in Finland. But yeah, but in grand scheme of things, Ireland is kind of neutral compared to more other countries, you know. Yes. But yeah, I just do think we shouldn't be sending weapons because again, the United States have sent them probably ridiculous some equipment. Like they probably have unlimited equipment from the United States coming in, and from the United Kingdom, from Germany, from Italy, from Germany alone send them ridiculous sum of money and equipment. And I'm sure other countries, Romania and other countries, are sending them guns. But yeah, all of them have bigger armies, 10 times bigger armies than us. And compared to even Luxembourg has a bigger defence spending than Ireland. So, you know. Like Luxembourg can spell, yes. Have you heard of the independent? Yes, I know who he is. I heard he's all for kind of sending weapons to Ukraine. I hear that. Wouldn't be in favour now of that. I know who he is. I think I've wrote him already. In my escapade of writing all the TDs. But yeah, I think he shouldn't be going down that line of trying to send weapons. That's just my opinion. Again, maybe other people have different opinions. And a few holies. Well, that's again, we shouldn't be getting involved. That's the thing. We should keep a long way. Obviously, as I said in my video, we should denounce the war, obviously, and call for peace, but not get involved. I know he's a former army range, the highest unit in the army. But he should have been. That's what I said before. He should have been Minister for Defence, because at least he knows, about soldiers in the army. He knows what the army is, compared to Simon Coveney, which hasn't got a notion of what the army is. Will Ukraine fall like they're putting up a fight? Afghanistan fell within a week. You know, remember that they just fell apart within a week. Like Ukraine's putting up a fight. Let's put it this way. No, but like as I always say, ministers should be given roles that they know what they're talking about, and the people that are ministers should give roles what they're talking about. Like he would have been a perfect minister for defence because obviously he knows what the army is all about. He was a soldier. Compared to Simon Coveney, which I don't even know does even know what the army is. It makes sense, doesn't it? But yeah, at least in my head it does anyway. But yeah, they're putting up a fighting chance. I think it's day 6 or 7 of the invasion. I think by that time Kabul fell in Afghanistan. And what to take over? Yeah, but in a week I think the capital fell. Kabul fell in a week. Like it fell within a week. Like it just literally collapsed straight away, Afghanistan. Like it just wasn't even a fight. They wouldn't even put up a fight. Just the Taliban went over them. My dad was a soldier for 20 years. Good man. Yeah, Putin was what? But yeah, it probably took them a month to take over all of the country. But they had really the government collapsed by a week. But they didn't put up a fierce resistance the Ukrainians are doing. No, not the Taliban, the Afghanistan National Army. They were trained by the Americans. Obviously, the huge, like the amount of money the United States spent in training and equipping the Afghanistan Army to, quite literally a big, huge defensive army, giving them tanks, giving them guns, unlimited amount of money to buy equipment. Like quite literally could buy anything. Give them aircraft. It's not even funny how much they give them, and they didn't put up a fight. They just give them all up. The Taliban has more weapons and guns and everything now than they ever did. Thanks to Uncle Sam. And that's because he learned how to play the bagpipe. Yeah, they have a tradition in the army where they play the bagpipes. In many armies they do. underestimated Ukraine, yeah, but it looks like he's going to send probably more troops. Like they can only hold out for so long. Like let's be fair, they have a big country on the border. But yeah, it's still going to be hard because there still will be resistance in areas. Like they can't occupy the whole country. They can't be everywhere. The Russian army, in other words, there still will be holdouts somewhere. If that makes any sense. Like it's the same here like during the War of Independence. To be in the countryside, they can ambush Russian soldiers out of nowhere. And disappear into the background. If that makes sense, that's like there'll still be them attacks. There'll be sabotage and bridges and things like that for the Russian occupiers. So they won't just it will be hard on them. It's going to cost a lot more time. They're not just going to take over the country and everything be fine and dandy. There'll be people resisting from underground networks. Same as when the Nazis took over Europe, there was underground resistance. The French resistance, the Dutch resistance, causing havoc for the occupiers. They speak Russian. Most people in Ukraine want to be Russian, but not the EU. They speak Russian. I know, but a lot of people don't want. A lot of people in Ukraine don't want Russia. They're happy enough to be in Ukraine. That's a lot of them are saying, and a lot of them are fleeing. They wouldn't be fleeing. A lot of people fleeing if they wanted to be a part of Russia. Yes, I said to you the Baltic states. Yeah. I don't think he will, but he probably won't because what other country can he attack around him? He can't attack NATO because he risks a huge clusterfuck. That makes any sense. He can't attack Finland because that didn't go well last time they tried to attack Finland. The snow speaks Finnish, and that didn't go very well when they tried to attack Finland last time. Because again, the thing about Finland, you need to understand. I think there was a poll done. I think 90% of Finnish people said they were going to defend their land because that's the type of them. They're not going to give up their country because again, they're one of the happiest countries in the world. They have a lot going for them. A good welfare system, they have a good school system, the best education system in the world. They're not going to walk into Finland, let's put it that way. It's not going to go very well for them. Like as Stalin found out in 1934 or 1939, it didn't go very well for them when they lost 500,000 men to an army with literally half their size. Now go all out. Yeah, it does anything into an equal country, of course. It'd be full on war then. But I don't think you risk it, I don't think you risk it. Whatever about going after other countries, maybe in Asia or something like that. But yeah, and I don't think he wants to think about Finland either, because the Finland, the one sniper takes out 100 Russian soldiers. That doesn't look too well. Ex-Soviet countries in NATO. Hungary's an ex-Soviet. Poland, ex-Soviet country. Romania, ex-Soviet. Bulgaria, ex-Soviet socialist republics. All of them are in NATO, joined NATO after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Slovakia too. All of them are ex-Soviet countries. That's it. Well, yeah, we don't know yet. Again, it could be, some like you've seen throughout history, people say, "I'll just take this." You remember when in the Hitler saying, "I just want to take Austria, right? I just want to answer Austria, right? I just want to take the Sudetenland." And you remember the British didn't even fight the Czechoslovakian government; they just gave them the Sudetenland, and then he just took the rest of Czechoslovakia anyway. So when you take something, you want more. Eventually you want more. It's like that's just a perfect example. They let him take Austria, they let him take the Sudetenland, and then he took over Czechoslovakia, and then he took Poland. So they don't stop. Dictators or people don't stop. If they think they get off, they're going to keep going. Of course, the famous Simo Häyhä, the White Death. Yes, and that one fellow took out a whole platoon of a Russian army and basically made them tremble in their boots. So yeah, that didn't go very well for them. And they couldn't do much. They didn't even advance that much into Finland because they couldn't do anything. Kiev, but there probably will be some big missile strike in Kiev or something. Because, they have to fight themselves through it. There'll probably be another Stalingrad. I just walked to Infinity Cabinet, excuse me. That's debatable now. Excuse me, Mom. But yeah, he's definitely not going to go for Finland because that didn't go well last time. Though I highly doubt he's going to try it this time. Because they thought it'll be only 3 weeks. Stalin thought it'd only take 3 weeks. It took them 3 months. And then they had the Finns finally surrendered, but they only took a bit of land and lost the 500,000 men at the same time. We'll put up a fight indeed. We're not going to let these people come after our money. We're not going to let them come for our money. That's what we won't. We won't let that happen. Dangerous. Hello, Mikey K. How are you doing? One thing for sure, taking in mind of COVID, yes, it has. It's disappeared off a sudden, don't you know? In faithfulness, but excuse me. Excuse me. That's a disgraceful thing to say. Yes, I agree. Battler's Bridge. Yeah, Battler's Bridge. Yes. Yeah, but I don't know where we go next. Probably go for Moldova. I think he might go for Moldova. Moldova, the small country there. Has missiles facing towards Russia in Poland, Ukraine. I know, yeah, they shouldn't have missiles facing towards them, but you know, I suppose it's kind of defense measures. But yeah, and I'd say Russia probably has missiles facing towards Poland too. If we didn't know it, probably do. They probably have missiles facing ready to hit any NATO country at any moment. Like, you know, there's the two sides of the story, Tony. Too. Create a unit of temporary and alliance take over carbon and each one. Excuse me. Are you on Instagram? No, I'm not. Well, I do have an Instagram account, but I never use it at all. Never used it at all. Last time I was on it, probably was God knows when. God was a ghost, to be totally honest. We'll go for another 10 minutes and then that's the end of it. I know I'd only go to. Is Leitrim in NATO or is it neutral? No, it's just there. Nobody wants it in its alliance. And it's not even counted as neutral because it doesn't exist. Do you have OnlyFans? Excuse me. Moldova NATO? No, it's not about NATO. It's just. I don't even know it doesn't even have an army. I highly doubt it even does have big of an army. Like it's only a small country. Like quite literally, wouldn't put up any resistance really. It's just a small country. Like it'd be in overnight and he'd take it over. Hello, assassin. Good to see you. Don't take the unless they would let them into NATO, but I highly doubt they would. I don't think Romania. I think Romania probably would help them a lot. Moldova. I don't think Moldova. They're applying to be in the EU. They have applied to be in the EU. And my parents, which they'd be working class, they wouldn't be rich now. And retirees, so they wouldn't be that rich. Yeah, but I say that they are applying to be in the EU. But I say he'd probably go for George. I'm just thinking about the countries down the Caucasus region, near Azerbaijan and all them countries. I say he could go for them oil, even though they have alliances with Romania's in NATO. Romania's in NATO. That's what I mean. Romania probably be a bit dicey to go for Moldova. Romania is in NATO. They joined after the collapse of the Soviet Union. A lot of ex-Soviet countries joined after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Yeah. Bedouin. To look after all these people from you could give them our heart. I don't know how we're gonna do it. Like, yeah, I don't know how we would do it. Like, to be totally honest, I don't see how they could do it. But they can barely cope with the people that's in the country at the moment, not knowing anybody else. But yeah. No, but I don't think Romania, I think Romania would send them a lot of guns. I don't think they get involved, like boots on the ground, you know, and a lot of volunteers will probably go over. But I don't think Romania would go to war. But it'd be very worried. Let's put it that way. Moldova on its border, it'd be very worried if it did. But I don't think Romania would get involved. If it did, I don't think it would be that high scale. And I don't think he'd risk going for getting involved. Maybe he won't risk it, but maybe he go for Azerbaijan or something like that. Down the other side, down down the Caucasus region. We might not risk Romania getting Romania involved because that probably will pull in NATO. But the Belarus leader was showing military strategy on the news, and if you look closely, it shows a mark going towards Moldova. So that looks like where they probably will go next. I was just thinking of that now. I seen it. He was showing to the press. I think there's a video up on YouTube of it somewhere. He was showing to the press, and there's a mark of Moldova, of an hour, like kind of army maneuvers of where they're going and where they're going to encircle and where they're going. You know what the plans are, and there's a mark of Moldova. So it must mean they're going to take a look because Moldova wouldn't put up much resistance compared to Ukraine. Yeah, I saw that. So that's what must be means. Maybe they won't do it now because the plan's been fired. But Moldova doesn't have much of a chance now compared to Ukraine. Like the army over there, I'm sure they would put up a good enough resistance. But they wouldn't have the equipment, they wouldn't have the arms to do what Ukraine. Like Ukraine had 100,000 troops active compared to Moldova, which probably barely has 10,000, probably at most. And obviously being faded for both sides. It would be faded from all sides, Moldova, so it wouldn't have much hope. And job for the boys, indeed. But yeah, he probably will go for Azerbaijan or Georgia or some of them countries stand up. Good go for, where Kazakhstan's a friend of Russia, yeah. I don't trust the Europeans one bit. Well, we're Europeans, technically. I mean, the UFO guy, why would I wing him? I don't know where he is. The ones I haven't heard from him a while. He's been off doing things last week. I don't think anybody wants to fight, even Putin. I don't think he wants to provoke NATO. I don't think he wants them. But it's Russia. It's only Russia and Belarus. That's all that's on his side. Like no other country's going to get involved with him. And compared to NATO, you have Norway, you have Sweden. No, well, not Sweden. You have France. You have all the big alliances. You have a big all that industry put together can fight any country. Are you in the army, Steve? I wouldn't mind. I have a good reason to fight. Okay. China. I don't think China get involved. I don't think the world can get involved. I think they're more worried about Taiwan. No, they're not worried about what's happening with Russia. I don't think they're too bothered. If that makes any sense. I don't think they're too bothered about what's happening in Europe, China. I think they're more focused on Taiwan, and that's the main goal. And then the Indian border, I think they're more focused on that. Because they voted abstain in the United Nations Security Council meeting. They didn't vote in favour of Russia. It's abstained. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I just have to say. We can read each other's minds, Stephen. But yeah, I don't think they want to because there's nothing to do with them technically. And because they would probably be more isolated too, because Belarus and Russia is just being shunned from the whole world. Everything's just shunning them. And China probably doesn't want that now. They happen to be known as an associate of Russia. And to be just shunned and economically just pushed aside and not involved in anything. I don't think they want that. So, yeah, back in a sec. Hello again. Off to bed. Well, thank you, Stephen, for being here. I appreciate it. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we might try, but I don't think China will. I don't think they will. I think they're more focused on Taiwan. They're more focused on the Indian border than to do with Europe, if that makes any sense. Maybe I'm wrong, but I hardly doubt they will. It's especially because there's such an international condemnation of Russia doing it that they would be very isolated from the world and wouldn't have much friends, China. So they don't want to kind of do that. As you see in the United Nations, only 5 people voted with Russia, and almost 140 something countries voted against Russia's invasion, according to the withdrawal. So they would be very isolated. China has Russia's back, I bet. Well, they didn't have it at the United Nations Security Council. They abstained. They didn't vote in favour. But they could be behind the back, but they abstained anyway. They didn't show that they support Russia publicly. If that makes any sense. Maybe they do behind the scenes, but not publicly. They didn't show it. Anyway, we're going now in a minute or two. So I think we've gone on for a long time tonight, 2 hours. Exactly. Because we have to start. We'll be full on going tomorrow, trying to get this done right into the right into all the TDs. Try to get that done. Try and get all of Dublin done. And then the rest of the counties do it, or how many after that, and then get it out on the senators, which would be a lot less, obviously, because the 155 TDs in the door, and there's only 59 senators with the right to. So it won't take us that long. It'll take us about a week or two to write all the senators. We're on day 8 now. We're day 8 of write to the TDs, so we're doing very well for day 8. We've spent 15 hours in total. Over the last 8 days, which is good. We have 23 constituencies out of 39 constituencies written to, so that's very good. So that's a majority of the TDs, 80 something, nearly 90, so we're nearly at the 100 mark, I don't know what's, of TDs. So we're making great progress, and again I'm on my own doing it, so and we have a good lot of ministers done and things like that. So yeah, I think we'll call it there. Anything else before we go? Vote number 1, the rumour. Indeed. Indeed, I agree. Joe Biden, I agree. So yeah, I think that's all she wrote for tonight. To be totally honest with you. All she wrote. But yeah, so we obviously will be full on tomorrow. We'll go full on tomorrow and try and get things done. Particularly Dublin, we'll try to get Dublin done. If we can get Dublin done, then that's the vast majority of TDs done. And we're on the home stretch then after that. We just have a few small. We have Roscommon, Galway to do. Then we have Lockwood, Westmeath, and then Meath East, and then that's about it. Clare, I think that's left then. So very small areas we have to do. Dublin's the biggest centre that we need to do. So all eyes on Dublin, isn't that right? Anyway, I call it quits there. Good night, everybody. I'll talk to you tomorrow, most likely. I probably will do some in the morning and get that constituency done. So yeah, I talk to you all tomorrow. Good luck.